Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2 on the mic. Test, test, test. Test, test. Hello, hello, hello. Check, check, check. Hello, hello, hello. How is that sounding for everybody? Hopefully it sounds good for you. I'm just about to get myself a nice glass of water and then I will be all set to begin. And I wanted to test the sound because since we last saw each other, everything was disconnected and reconnected. So I'm glad everything's working, and I will see you in just a moment here. guys, there's a train passing right now, but you know, we're just gonna roll with that. Hello. I need to raise the microphone, obviously. How are you guys? Whoa. I can't even hear the music or the rain anymore. This is staying train. Let me turn those up. Okay. After the train leaves, I promise it will be better. Hello. Oh, you didn't miss the train. It's still going. If you can't hear it, we might all be deaf at that point. Because it's very loud. Plane lands on train, literally. Literally. You like the train? That's just a choice, you know? Okay, I'm gonna turn it down. I can't. A few deep breaths and now it's gone. It's all gone. All gone. Hello everybody. How's it going? Happy Friday. A day I don't normally see you on. Sorry. I gotta bring you closer to me so you can hear me better. There we go. All right. Well, hello. I've had quite an eventful day. I feel like my camera is slightly slow. Doesn't it look kind of slow? I could be wrong, but let me know if everything is lined up for you or if it's delayed or not. Finally the weekend. You're telling me. Sure, I can show you my hair. I'm really not even sure what it's like, but it's kind of glitching, like the FPS doesn't match. It could be on it. No, I definitely think it's just in general. Hold on. Let me look at what it even is. I will say, it looks very fast on my camera, so it might be an OBS. But, let's do make this brighter. especially considering it's gonna get darker and not lighter today. Alright. Anyway. We'll just have to see. That was what I was afraid of. It's those lines from the light. Well, stream is running at 30, but I think that's normal. Yeah. I do also have my audio set to lag already. And my mic fell down. Well, anyway, hello everyone. I'm gonna keep configuring things, but as we get sorted, tell me how your week has been. Because I've been sick, and so has my cat. That's been awful. There we go. How's that? How's that looking? Very bright, but there's no weird lines anymore. At least. Your week has been average. I would say mine has been slightly less than, if not average as well. Okay. I'm gonna leave you sitting just like that for now. I also have some disappointing news for you guys. I am not gonna be able to do a tattoo reveal today. A, I just need to let it heal, but B, it is not my arms as I was planning on getting it. It's nowhere really visible. It's on my sternum down here. And I'm sure you can imagine how fickle that might be to try to show with the TOS on multiple platforms, because we are multi-streaming right now. So, sorry I had that off. I'm gonna have to like post a photo of it or something sometime instead. I don't know why it's showing 3 of those. I'm trying to refresh it, but it's not working. Hello, welcome back. Happy 5 months. Thank you for being here. Can you try to refresh it in Stream Elements if you're still here, Michael? We will be doing tarot today, by the way. Hi, Maggie. 21 months is a long time. I should use this opportunity to mention we have updated the sub badges, if you haven't noticed. I hope that you have, but maybe you haven't. And they have been updated. There is a lot more of them. Thank you. It's so much better. So much better. I'm gonna mute you for a sec. Alright. My apologies. I'm just trying to make sure that this doesn't keep falling down on me. I've had a crazy day. I will tell you all about my tattoo, even though I can't show it to you. I got my tattoo done by a dear friend. And also I'm noticing I'm dropping some frames, so I'm gonna keep that in mind. If the stream Fs, if it leaves, I'm really sorry. I don't know what's going on. I should be Ethernetted in. I am. I don't know what's going on. Well, anyway. Can you guys hear me? Can you send a 1 in the chat if you can hear this? Before I continue explaining. Okay. Sound is good, lag is just visual. Got it. Okay. Let me do a speed test. Weird. Every time this happens, my internet being like weird, my speed test is always like perfectly normal. I don't know. Well, anyway, I got an intuitive tattoo done by my friend. Her name is Allie. And she basically, you know, does like a little questionnaire. And after she reads that, she kind of just like takes it upon herself to create a design that she feel like fits not only you but also the time of your life, the season that you're in, just like everything going on for you. And I chose, you know, the placement, and like I sent her some screenshots of other designs that she had done, but I had no idea what my tattoo was going to be until I got there, and that was pretty crazy and kind of scary, I will say. No, the Wi-Fi is turned off. Yeah, trust me, I'm not that novice, but I'm a little confused as to why the internet's doing that, but like I said, everything was disconnected and then reconnected again, so not sure. I do know the Wi-Fi has been off, and we are Ethernetted. So. But I got this tattoo without knowing what it was going to be, and that was crazy and scary, and yet it's so funny because it's like I did know what it would be. Mine was messing up on Monday, speed was fine, but stream was bad. I'm telling you. Maybe I need to update OBS again or something. I'm gonna be sad if the entire stream everyone's talking about how much it's lagging. I might just like go on my phone and do a lo-fi stream. YouTube looks like, yeah, I don't know. You want to hear the story? Well, I want to make sure that the stream is a good quality. If I'm going to be going into such special details about something that I only get to really talk about for the first time once with you guys. So I might just honestly skip talking about it. They're both having issues. The audio is perfect. I feel like that's because it takes less to go through. You know what I mean? I wonder what's different about it, but I think I'm just gonna go to tarot. Everyone is jinxing the stream. True. Send good vibes, guys. That can happen sometimes. Sorry. Can't wait to talk about it later. I'm not sorry though, because I know it's a good decision to wait. And I'm feeling very like relaxed about the timing. Dakota, thank you. Thank you for helping my laggy stream. I appreciate it. Every sub gifted is more consistent internet. Shouldn't you reset the OBS so it'll run smoothly? Well, then I have to end the stream. And also that doesn't always help. Also, it looks like okay on my end. It's definitely just like something with the internet. Which, I mean, like, I don't know. True. True. Maybe an overloaded server node. That's above my pay grade, sir. I have no idea how to fix that. Mine hasn't lagged at all for 5 minutes now. Well, good. I'm gonna hope that somebody else out there is experiencing a connection like yours. Red boy. Thank you very much. I'm manifesting consistency. And also, I've decided that if it does F completely without my control, because you've seen disconnections completely on OBS's behalf, I'm gonna then go reset the router. But only if that happens. If not, we're just gonna roll with that. Hopefully it'll get better later. Emo time. Let's get started. I was gonna say something, but I can't remember right now, and if it's important, it will come back to me. Yo! Hello, YouTube friend. Welcome to Twitch. Thank you for being here. Thank you for gifting 10 subs to the community. I appreciate you guys. Are we officially counting subs as redemptions for readings? How are we gonna work that in the future? Because we were doing that the other day. And I didn't mind. I didn't hate it. I did not hate it. Hey, thank you, Slam. I really, really appreciate you being so consistent in gifting stuff. I hope you know you are never obligated to do so, because you are always very consistent. And I just want you to know it's always okay for you to take a break from gifting stuff. We'll never ever hold it against you. But thank you so much for being so generous all the time. With the Twitch split, I'd make it like 10 gifted for the same amount. That makes sense. That maths to me. Which if we had a better, that could be good incentive. If we, well, the gifted subs don't count towards this, but if we had a better Twitch split from the Partner Plus, you would give less subs. Theoretically. Thank you so much, Johnstone. 7777777. I think I said way too many, but it was satisfying for me to say. So many sevens. Satisfying to say so many sevens. What is your favorite combination of alliteration? What kind of letter sequence does it start or end with? Or contain, moreover? Because I guess it would start and end with the same letter sequence if it's an alliteration. No? Proxima on YouTube too. John on Twitch. You guys. This is crazy. I love this. Are we doing a ton of readings today? I did say yesterday in my Discord update video, which if you're not in the Discord, you probably have no idea what's going on in the community, ultimately. Like, realistically, I've never been out of the Discord, so I obviously have been, like, inactive on my own Discord at certain times. But I'm always lurking. I'm always in there. I'm always around, paying attention. And I can't imagine not being in the Discord. I can't imagine missing out on the Discord. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but I redid my nails. What do you think? I think they're some of the best I've ever done. If I do say so myself. I think the shape is shaping. And I'm really proud of them. Which, if you're new here, these are my natural nails, and I'm really proud of that too. And listen to how good they sound. That's nice. Let's just take a moment. Close your eyes for me. Relaxing. So very relaxing. And if you are excited for more content like that, guess what? It's coming to TikTok. I've been editing my little short videos, my first batch. I'm really excited. Okay, I really gotta go. Still waiting on Barsh on YouTube to send his reading. Sounds good. Thank you, boss. The true boss here. Let me get my sheet pulled up. Tarot reading sheet pulled up. I will say, the one day I tried to live stream on TikTok and all of that weird stuff happened, I also was like, oh my gosh, I have like no chat moderation here. Even with only a couple people in the chat. It was crazy. And I was like, I need to figure that out before I go live again. So that's also part of why I haven't gone live. But I know I'm allowed to because I keep getting live notifications. Mickey! I'll get you on the list. Oh, guess what? You're already on the list. Somehow. How are you already on the list? That's so quick. That's magic. That's magic. If you're counting gifted subs as submissions, can I give mine to someone who wants to have a reading? Of course you can. Let me get a community reading in here. Also, I just want to say we have who? James. What reading is that? When was that? Last week? I remember Patriotic Seal from YouTube. You had a reading that you never redeemed, so in case you see this, we have you in the sheet. You're not going anywhere until you redeem your reading whenever you come back, if you ever come back, and if you never do, the little sad violin music. 2 weeks ago was James. Oh my. Alright, well, James, you too. We've got limbo readings. That's what we call them. Limbo readings. They're not dead. We don't kill them until it's been a long, long time. Because, you know, I'm not trying to take your money and run. I would like to give you what you paid for. Lily Mountain? That sounds like a really cool band name, or I don't know why I feel like it would be like an ice cream company. The Looney Mountain Ice Cream. Am I weird? I'm thinking of like Rocky Road. Looney Mountain. I don't know why. Thank you. Is that for a reading? I'll add the 10 gifted to the tarot instructions next time. Good idea. How do I have such clear, smooth skin? I actually have been using this new product that's not new, but it's new to me. I've had it and I just didn't open it. One of my friends gave it to me forever ago. It's called So Totally Clean. It's orange. You can get it on Amazon. I thought it was really expensive because the friend that gave it to me is like a little bit posh. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So I just like never used it because I was like, this is fancy. I can't use this. And then one day I was like, it's gonna expire if I don't use it, so I should use it, especially if it's fancy. Like, if it's nice, I should use it. I have it. And then I looked it up and I realized it was $8. And it lasts forever. But it's called So Totally Clean. It's in a bottle about this size. It's pretty thin, the bottle. Not jaw-droppingly rich, but like definitely also in terms of like product choices, like she would go for the nice ones. So it's just who I knew her to be. And yeah, that stuff works. I'm very happy with it. I've also been trying to stay moisturized and do gua sha, but also facial massages is what I was thinking of. Different like muscle exercises. Because you guys, I'm turning 27 this month. Did you know that I'm turning 27 this month? Because that's crazy. Also, that was my stomach, if you heard that. Oh no, the stream froze. I'm sorry. Twitch is frozen. Try and refresh it if that ever happens. You had an inkling? Well, I think it's crazy, and yeah, I think it's crazy. I have to put my reading in the chat since Sinchobi is out. That's fine. Let me know what it is and I can type it in here for you. I'd hate to find out what you think is old. It's not really about that. It's more like a personal perception of myself, my progress that I expected to have at this point, where I'm at, how I weigh those things retrospectively, but then also like in a good and bad way, you know what I mean? So, guess what? I don't know if I'm going to be able to put these out. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Proxima, thank you for the $7. And Gabriel, thank you for the 7 subs. Love the luck. I love the luck. 2 7s. Love that. Varish on YouTube. Are you here? Oh. Hi, Kool-Aid Man. I would like a general karma reading. Sounds good. I'm gonna get everyone's information before we get started, just so I can keep on rolling once we get into the readings. Mickey, can I confirm your question? And also, if you would like it to be public or private, and then what deck you would like. I love opening and closing this little thing. It is such a fidget for me. And I cannot wait for my own jewelry to come out. I'm very excited. And also, I made something really cool last night, and I think it might be one of the first things that I'm actually going to put into, like, casting production. But I think at first I might make some of them by hand, just to have them be extra special for, like, the first batch, before I make molds, so I can, like, perfect my process. But an idea I had a while ago, I, like, nailed the execution last night, and I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, kind of like a limited edition. True. Will there be serial numbers? Not quite. More of just like a maker's mark, which is like my initials, and it will have a logo on it, my logo, but then it will just have the stamp of like the metal type and the purity. You haven't asked your question yet. I see. Can I have you ask it now, so I can put it in the little sheet? And Slam, you said your question in the chat. Oh, okay. Let me write this down. Here, let me do it closer to the mic. Got that. Hi, Holy Cannoli. I just randomly saw your little cat thing. I definitely would have missed that if I wasn't paused and typing. But hi. The lag is kind of relaxing. Try it if it's ever really bad, just like refreshing every once in a while. I'm sure it will help for a little bit, at least. Maggie, Maggie, Maggie. Can I get unshadow banned from YouTube? I care. I mean, if you were hidden, then it was probably for a reason, but you're welcome to test your luck on Twitch like you have been. Maybe we can talk about it in your reading. Actually, let's get started with it because you're doing the karma cards. Oh, what a perfect deck. Karma cards. I can't even remember what you did, but I do remember the day that we hid you from the channel, which is basically the same thing as banning. Chris BCB. Thank you. Your profile picture is cool. It's very pretty. I did the daily tarot pull and got death. Is that bad? Depends on how you look at it, what you asked. But I would say, obviously with all things involving, you know, readings and just like fortune telling, it only has as much weight as you want to give to it. A death card doesn't mean you're gonna die. That's not really how tarot is meant to be perceived and utilized as a tool. It's not supposed to be a definitive, like, this is what's gonna happen to you, or else you gotta pay me $4 million. Like, it's actually supposed to be more objective and kind of like a winding staircase back internally towards your own inner wisdom. So usually the death card is a symbol of something similar to the tower. It's, you know, ending of things. It's just kind of like a shedding of one layer for a new one to be born. It's typically, obviously the daily readings are one card, but typically not drawn by itself. And obviously it depends on what else it's in a reading with. If it's coupled with something like the Nine of Swords, then there might be like a bumpy ride ahead for a little while. But again, all things come to an impasse. They will look up as much as they look down. Hopefully more. Hopefully more often. Things look up versus looking down. Anyway. Kool-Aid. My mic just popped in my ears. I don't know if you heard that. I'm shuffling these cards. I'm gonna call you Kool-Aid, since that's your name. I think I like that better. So it was a good choice. And are you picking the cards, or am I? My question has just been added. Thank you, Maggie. Let me make this easier for myself.
Strogie just resubscribed for 3
Happy 3 months. Welcome back. I just accidentally exited the exact window allowed here. Expand. Oh, it's because I clicked collapse, and that's what I was trying to happen. How about the chat? Okay. Thanks for your patience. I hope you're feeling nice and relaxed. And if you would like to feel even more relaxed, take a nice deep breath in with me on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Inhaling in and gently exhaling. If you would like to take another deep breath, you can inhale. And at your own pace, exhaling. Breathing as often and as deeply as you feel comfortable. Also, that's okay, no worries. You made it in middle school. Okay, that makes sense. That's crazy. You like my hair like this? You think it's one of my best hairstyles, really? This jumped out of the deck. I'm gonna put it aside for you, but I'll still let you pick. It is Virgo season, so it just wants to be here. My tattoo is a little sore. Here's your first deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's hiding. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. 9 from the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. This is the one that popped out already. I got 11 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 7 from the back. Okay. 1, 2. This one. That sounded so sassy. Okay. Because why are you gonna make me pick from the back? We never do that. We always pick from the front. That's why I count them. They're numbered. Technically. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. One, two, three, four, five, 6. This isn't like boarding a plane. We don't do back to front. I have never boarded a plane from the back. Maybe once. But like, I've always normally always from the front. What kind of planes do you get on? It's very interesting. This reading is for Kool-Aid, yes. And it is a general reading for whatever is going on right now, and these are the outcomes of the current life, the current situation. Pluto in Leo in the 4th house. So here is what you are going through. Spiritually, you are feeling a need for control of self-confidence to create what makes you feel secure. A need for control of self-confidence to create what makes you feel secure. So, sounds like it's something that isn't currently as present as it needs to be, and you have to make it. You have to create it. You need more of a grip on your self-confidence, more control over it, so that you are able to create that which makes you feel secure. That makes sense. I say all the time, inner confidence breeds confidence that your outer results, no matter what they may be, will eventually land where you want them, because you know you can figure it out. Mentally, there is an obsession with taking a chance on support. That's very interesting. Taking a chance on support. And lastly, you're going through a power struggle. Ooh. Resulting from the impressiveness. Remember, Leo is the sign of confidence. It's no surprise that word's here. Resulting from the impressiveness of your home base or family. Interesting. Well, I'm gonna flip these over really quick. And I'm gonna take a look at your action steps. That sounded like a cat at the door. Oh, yeah. Interesting. Okay, so your physical action is very in line with your spiritual outcome. And right now, as you may remember, your spiritual outcome was the need for control of self-confidence to create what makes you feel secure. Because clearly you don't right now. That's what this is saying. Deep down, the spiritual aspect is obviously like an unspoken, unseen territory of your existence. But it's very strongly felt and present. And clearly there's a lack of security here, coming from a lack of self-confidence. Hi, Cloud Noises. I'll get you on the reading list. And if you could send your question into the chat, unless you would like it to be private, that would be great. Thank you. Back to what I was saying. The need for control of what makes you feel not confident, but definitely that too. What makes you feel secure through that confidence is clearly directing, not directing, but directly impacting other parts of your life, like your home base, because the action is literally do or die. Do or die, do what you want to, and do what makes you feel secure. Which is like, you need to do it now. You need to, sorry, let me turn that down. Create, what makes you feel secure. Now, do or die. That's very important. So, another action step was to get to the heart of the creativeness of your home base or your family, which clearly, when we think of control, I feel like our first instinct is like rules, strict structures to put things in, to categorize things, to cleanly order everything and make sure it stays in its place. And if it gets out of place, you'll know, because you know where its place is. And that works with some stuff, most things, but not everything. Not always like flowing, shifting family environments, family dynamics. So there's an aspect of that where you're gonna need to get to the heart of what is maybe like outside of the box about this situation, and how you can utilize that to your advantage. How you can take those quirks and instead of trying to like warp and shift them to fit the little mold that everything else is in structurally, letting them be what they are and utilizing that to like further embellish and what's the word I'm looking for? The rabbit's head tip. You are so appreciated. Let's say thank you. The rabbit's head. Tarot, please smile. I got you. What is the word? Accentuate your life. There we go. Make it better. In many ways. So the last thing is the obsession with taking a chance on support, which that one, I'm not really sure, but your spiritual action is to resurrect leadership as you did in the past. So I don't know what you were doing before, where you were feeling naturally like you were being called to lead, or you were just like doing it from the position you just happened to be in. Again, it feels like a natural thing. So resurrect those leadership qualities as you did in the past, which guess what? I'm now thinking about it, and that's gonna absolutely lend itself to you gaining more self-confidence. If you're in a position of responsibility and leadership and you do a good job, that's gonna give you a ton of inner confidence and inner trust. Which also, taking charge of the out-of-the-box solutions for this familial or home-based environment. Again, it doesn't have to be your family. It can be like roommates, whatever is going on, but it's definitely home environment, home atmosphere. You're gonna need to get creative, and you're gonna need to be kind of the like ringleader of that creative solution and rally the troops. But then, you know, you'll be breeding the confidence that helps you feel secure, doing it very decisively and promptly, because it's a do or die. I'm not making this up. It says do or die right there. Yeah, I don't know. I had to take these down so I could like get more in touch with it, because I was reading it up there. I don't know. I just needed to sit with them closer, but the bottom line is that you definitely are in a position, and you're being called to be in a position where you have more power than you think, and you need to use that power for good things, good solutions, and maybe ones that are non-traditional, which is okay. That's like kind of the point, is for you to find a creative problem-solving method that doesn't impede on anything that isn't broken, which means it doesn't need to be fixed. It's just different from what most people are used to, which is why the tools to deal with it aren't necessarily readily available right away. You have to make your own. Do you know how many, this is unrelated but related, very related actually, do you know how many artists and creators, myself included, make their own tools by like taking a broken thing and like shaping it and like filing away at it? They make something so unique, so specific to their designs, their crafts, because they had to find a creative solution to a problem that they kept encountering that the traditional tools, the traditional methods just don't quite have a fix for, right? They had to make their own way. They had to pave their own path to the same end result, but clearly in a way that was much less distressing and like more efficient, which then they can pass that knowledge on. And then it's a new tool in the toolbox for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So you helping yourself and these people and this environment is helping the world. I write music that tries to dig deep enough into my problems. Interesting. Well, I'm sure you can apply something about this to music, no doubt. But yeah, it definitely sounds like right now, which it's so funny, this is really similar actually to my friend's reading for me when I got my tattoo. She said I also was feeling a need for control. Not for self-confidence, but just in general of my life. Which for me, I need to just, you know, kind of do the same thing. Be okay with the quirks and the differences about my lifestyle that are always going to be different because I'm different. And that's okay. I need to figure out how to work with them instead of working against them and tiring myself out before I can get anything done, which the main goal is to get something really great done. So we need to be our best selves, our most energized selves, our most confident selves. Yeah. The one I'm still like, is the obsession with taking a chance on support. But I'm gonna let you take a screenshot of these because I'm a one-woman show today, so I need to make sure that I move on semi-quickly so I can get everyone in. But I'm gonna flip these over and I'm gonna let you take a screenshot of this. And then I'm gonna thank you for your reading. Let me just also say, since Virgo popped out, my headphones are on backwards. That's because my mic is backwards and I like to hear it accurately to how I see it, but hopefully it's the right side for you as well. It should be telling you what side to wear your headphones on, mirroring me, if that makes sense. Anyway, Virgo says there is methods for the healing power. Methods for the healing power. We're not going to say of anything. We're just going to read it. How's that? There's methods for the healing power. There is creative ways to solve the problem. There's methods for the healing power here. The analyzing. Virgo is very detail oriented as a sign. So again, there is going to be a part of this creative problem solving that does probably require you to look at certain details, certain intricacies, that maybe other people are not, and that's exactly why the solution feels creative in retrospect to what everyone else would suggest, because there's certain details involved that everyone's not really like looking at. They're just glossing over it. Analyzing, resulting from perfectionism. Resulting in perfectionism? Who knows? Serving others. Remember details, I just said that. Do what you must do. This one said, do what you want. This one says, do what you must. Very interesting. Thank you for your reading. We have next Mickey. And I need to get Cloud on here. Oh. I didn't need to do that. But that's fine, actually. That happened. You didn't even notice that they were backwards. That's okay. They're technically, you know, only backwards for me. Doesn't really matter for you what way my headphones are. Cloud noises. What deck would you like? Cloud. Also, there is a donation after that.
Red Boy from UE just gifted 10 subs.
A Red Boy. Thank you. Would you like to gift another community reading? Cats. Okay, sounds good. Let me go up really quick. Red Boy, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. 10 more gifted. That's... Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Also, Miguel, thank you for the 50 Mexican or whatever. I think it just says MX $. I never know what that means, but I'm assuming it means pesos or something. Mexican dollars, which I don't think that exists. And if it does, there we go. So that makes me remember there is a Japanese craft of fixing broken pottery with gold. I've heard of that before. It's called kintsugi. It's very pretty. By the way, hi. Hi. AI is getting crazy. Do you think this is AI? I always laugh when people do. The rabbit head. That was the other person who wanted a reading. Can you put your question in the chat, please, rabbit head? Unless you would like it to be private, then please DM me in a whisper chat. And if you're not able to, then you're gonna just have to put it in the chat. And I'll just tell everyone not to look. And then I'll delete it. I'll be like, guys, behave. Don't look. Oops. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna leave that there. Maggie, we are on you. I never asked. But you already put your stuff in the chat. What decks do you have again? Let me go ahead and do a little display. My dad. Oh, my dad. That hurt so bad. I did not expect it to hurt so bad. I need to moisturize it. We have the Work Your Light. I was working so well with this one last week. I kind of matched it today. And the Rose Oracle. Actually, this is giving the Rose. We have the Work Your Light. We have the Rose Pocket Oracle. Like I said, definitely matching. We have Tarot of the Divine. Hi, Lawrence. Are you on Twitch, on YouTube? I can't tell. Either way. Thank you. Let's get you on the list. Karma cards we just used. We have the White Sage. And 3 more. Got a lot these days. We've got Getting into the Vortex. I have to tell you guys something. and I might take it back, but it's my honest opinion as of right now. I don't like this deck. It's my least favorite one. I don't feel like it is very broad in its insights. I feel like it kind of says the same thing in a different way on a lot of different cards. I don't like this one very much, but I'll leave it here. Cat tarot. And then the fairies. Hopefully you got all of those. You have some good news. Tell us. What's the good news? Yeah, stay safe, Michael. Someone is playing music, and all I can hear is the bass, like, It's your birthday tomorrow? How old are you turning? Happy early birthday. Maggie. What would you like? Which deck do you choose? Which deck do you choose? Fairies is a vibe, Lawrence. Is that the one you would like for yours? I see you're on YouTube. Let me get you on the list. Cloud noises wants the cats. Maggie is thinking. Maggie, would you like us to come back to you? We can always move your reading to be a little bit later if you would like to think. But it's okay if not. No rush. Do you want the fairies, Lawrence? Sounds good. And Lawrence, do you have a specific question for your reading when the time comes around? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 people ahead of you. The White Sage. Sounds good, Mickey. Thank you very much. Alright, Mickey's question states, hello, I am Gurmo. I am Gurmo. White Sage is a good one. It really, really is. Miggy says, I am currently living at home with my parents, but I've been wanting to move out and become more independent. I help with finances and do provide for myself, but I still feel dependent on them. I wonder what actions do I take to move on and find my own place? That is a great question. And you want the White Sage. So let's consult accordingly. I am pulling White Sage out for you. I do a little tapping. Also, I won't make you look at that. Also, I'm gonna have a day where we do only this kind of spread. And we'll see how that goes. It's gonna be a little bit more expensive. I'll probably make them 70 considering how in-depth the reading goes. That feels appropriate and I like the number. I'll make them 77 maybe. Because they will also probably take a long time. Each person. I've done one for myself and it was a very in-depth reading spread. Also, I do think I'm gonna go like this. Hold on a sec. Thank you for your patience. Always so patient, always so patient, always so patient, always close. Oop, that's not what I want to do. I want to edit my headline. Oh, it's locked. That's why. What's happening? I forgot how to edit my own thing. There we go. Alright, guess what? The readings are closed. And guess what else? I can do this. Copy. Paste. Make layer. Oh. Phew. There we go. Now we'll know who the readings are for. That's very helpful, typically. So I'm going to take this off the screen. Phew. Makey. I'm so excited to pull from the White Sage. I already opened it. I've got the cards here. I've shuffled them once. I'm going to shuffle them a few more times. And then we're going to have you pick. I don't know how many cards. I'm feeling 3. But I'll let you pick as many as you feel inclined from the decks that I direct you to. Alright, splitting this deck in half. And I'm pulling a card out because I saw it and it just feels like it should come out. We have deck number 1, deck number 2. 1, 2. Okay. Splitting that one in half. 1, 2. Hello. One sounds good. Now here's where it gets fun. We're asking about what kind of actions, what kind of advice you need to hear to help you make the next step, to help you move on. From this hat, I would like you to pick as many cards as you feel inclined, but no more than, I would say, 2 or 3. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards here. 10 cards. From this deck, I'm only gonna have you pick 1 card. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, I'm gonna make this even more fun. You're gonna pick the same thing, as many cards as you feel inclined, between 2 and 3, but no more than 2 or 3. Okay, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Quite a large spread. 14 cards. Pick between 2 and 3, but no more than 2 or 3. And 3. Alright, now guess what you're gonna do? Between these first 3 that you picked, 3, 5, and 8, I want you to pick only 1 of them to bring into your reading. Only 1. Do you want 3? Do you want 5? Or do you want 8? 3, 5, 8. Three. Alright. So, here's the card that I first pulled out. I feel like this is the end of the line, so I'm gonna put it over there. I feel like that's, when everything is said and done, what you can expect, the final outcome. But as of right now, we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, the Knight of Wands upright, and the Five of Wands in reverse. Okay, so the Ace of Pentacles upright, in reverse. I got distracted because that P was so sharp. Knight of Wands upright, and Five of Wands in reverse, just like the Ace of Pentacles. I'll tell you what the other cards you picked were in a minute. But first, we will be flipping to page number 52. And this pentacle states probably something you're already experiencing. Delays in finances or a worry about future security. So again, this is pretty synonymous with the present and what we already know, but it's just calling a name to what is happening. You may feel stuck, but don't worry. This is just a temporary setback. Adjust your spending and adjust your spending on extras right now, and it may make up for the difference. So, you're feeling stuck. It's temporary, but during this time period, you're gonna need to adjust your spending on essentials. Is it trying to call out the recession? What the heck? I'm just kidding, but you know, we all know there's no laughing about that. I have to laugh sometimes, or else I feel sad. I'm sure you get it. Moving on. I was like, where is the knight? He's here, and he states, traveler. That's you when you're moving. Traveler, positive vibes. Pack your bags. Pack your bags. The Knight of Wands is a good signal for travel. And it doesn't mean on a vacation, because that's not very saving of you if you want to move out, if you want to move on. So pack your bags. Okay, it's a good time for travel or for moving. This raptor looks more like a hawk to me. This raptor is a teenage boy who is ready to conquer the world. What he lacks in experience, he makes up for in enthusiasm. The pyramids in the background signify monumental achievements. Okay? Lastly, going back to the Five of Wands in reverse, which I guess technically is one of the first cards you pulled. This states competition and struggle. It may feel like your patience is being tested with a bit of conflict and tension. This is a good reminder to focus on your true self, or Atman, A-T-M-A-N. Yoga means yoke with regards to your mind, body, and breath. Your separation from everything else is an illusion. Let me say that last part again. Your separation from everything else is an illusion. That's enough for me to sit with. But we're not done yet. We have the Ten of Cups here still, as well as our two discards, which were the King of Wands in reverse and the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Because we're already in the Wands, I'm going to go to the King. And he states impulse control, ruthless. The King of Wands can signify a person who has overcome obstacles and which has showed up through his empathy towards others. However, he can also have unrealistically high expectations. Do you find something similar to be your struggle? You have high expectations for those around you. Four of Pentacles in reverse. These are just kind of like bonus cards, I guess. I wasn't even planning on reading them, so feel free to discard them if they don't apply. But maybe they do. Greed and materialism is what this card signifies. This card suggests that your fears and obsessions are about your finances. Don't overthink it. As the saying goes, you can't take it with you. So I feel like this is similar to this one. It's like, don't focus on that stuff right now. Whatever external things you're trying to entertain at the same time as moving out, if you're spending money on pretty much anything else that isn't like a basic essential food, I don't know, whatever, your parents aren't providing for you for free that you're having to buy that's inessential. Anything else, how can you not be spending money on that? Because there's an aspect about it that's saying, there's a part of that might be rooted in a materialist mindset instead of a practical one, and it's not helping you, so you gotta cut back. Pretty simple, and yet easier said than done, isn't it? Alas, we have finally made it to the Ten of Cups, long awaited. And for good reason, because I knew this is what will happen when everything falls into place. Party time, celebration. This incredibly positive card brings the culmination of a creative and emotional endeavor. And remember how we were saying creative problem solving for your home base? So this card is signifying the culmination or the completion of a creative and emotional endeavor. I would say moving out of your parents' house for the first time is a very creative and emotional endeavor, because you have to get creative on how you do it. So allow yourself to sit back and take it in. Cups on this card are stacked and stable. They lead up to a rainbow that's in an infinity symbol. Happiness is only found in the present moment. So just enjoy it. Stinky boy, happy 16 months. Everyone should be aware of their new sub batches. I redid them all. We've got a lot more. I need to do it to YouTube as well, but Twitch has new members, or excuse me, badges. Yeah. So, Maggie, it looks like you need to save some money. And cutting down on external spending specifically is how you're going to be able to do that. I'm waiting for my internet connection to get can't believe we've been on for almost 2 hours though, and it hasn't dropped out. I'm gonna put this guy away. Hi Kane, good vibes.
Kane Beats 1 just resubscribed for 13 months. Good vibes.
It's a good time to move. Young and adventurous. You don't need to have it all figured out. You can find creative solutions to your problems. And once you get to the finish line, everything will come to completion, and it will all make sense, and it will benefit everyone. Your parents included too. I feel like you could take the extra mile to do what this card is saying and potentially see the situation with fresh eyes, but I really do think in general, a big part of this for you is just getting up and out. I think you're in the right track with knowing you need to move out sooner rather than later. So it sounds like the best way to do that will be to shift your mindset. And part of the message of the future card was that the present moment is the most valuable thing. And that means you don't really need anything other than the present moment. So thank you for another month of Prime songs. Did you guys know if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can get a free Twitch subscription? Did you know? Now you know. In case you didn't. Now you know. If you didn't know, now you know. I have to say that stain remover, messy mouth eaters, stain treaters, that stuff works really good on fruit specifically. I had an acai smoothie when I went to my tattoo today, and I got some on my pants, and normally that would be a real big problem, but I used the stain treater remover. Lo and behold, it came out immediately. So I highly recommend it for fruit. I know it doesn't do great with everything, but I do use it a lot, and it works really good. Oh, I was just noticing that my pants don't have a single mark on them. I was like, that's so crazy. Dose Waffles. Good job figuring out the Prime. Welcome in. Now you don't have ads. Oh, I'm sorry, Miggy. Yeah, just, you can rewind, I think. Or maybe they haven't rolled it out for everyone. But eventually you will be able to rewind on Twitch. I'm gonna take a sip of water, because I'm really thirsty. Cheers. Hi, Zach Crow. I appreciate you inquiring. Typically, we have a little command box that you can read and then type in the chat. It will get you the rules and a link to donate. Readings are $20 as of right now. However, I'm sure you can see they're actually closed today for the rest of the day because I am a one-woman show, and as such, I need to take it easy. I can't be overloading myself. So, you can wait until next week if you would like a reading. next week is the earliest it will probably be open again. Otherwise, if you stick around long enough, we do have a community reading in the queue, but we will not be doing it until the very end. So you're gonna have to stick around. Next up we have Slam Duncan, and this reading is about his grandma, if I recall correctly. You're welcome. No worries at all. Alright. Did you pick a deck, or was it my choice? I can't remember. Brandon. So sweet of you to give Zach Crow a subscription.
They have given 456 gift subs in the channel.
Surprise me with a deck. Sounds good. So Slam's question reads, a few weeks ago, I went to go see my grandmother, and I believe that she has dementia. She's in her 80s. I think it's getting worse, and this worries me. It would worry me too. What is the best way that I could respond to this? A very tough subject, as I'm sure many of us can relate. I went through the passing of a grandparent not too long ago, about 2 years ago, a little less than. And yeah, I still don't like to talk about it because it makes me sad. But I love talking about him as a person. So that's my personal best advice, is making as many memories with your grandma now as you can. Obviously they're going to be different memories, but you can always remember the earlier ones later. However, you can't make new memories when she's gone. So I would spend the remainder of the time you have trying to make as many new memories as possible, so that you have as much to reminisce on when the inevitable happens. And that's your reading. No, I'm just kidding. Let's pull some cards. Let's see. I almost did that one Russian song. Anyone know that one? I'm not doing it in the correct tone, but I don't want to wake anybody up by doing it correctly. When I went to go see her, we went and put roses at my grandfather's resting place. That's very meaningful and very memorable for her, I'm sure. Even if she's having a hard time remembering in general, the feeling is gonna be remembered. One of your dogs passed away last week. I'm so sorry to hear that. It's the hardest thing to lose a pet. One of my kitties, my newest kitty, my youngest child, no, She got diagnosed with something called Haas syndrome, which is an incurable disease. Not really, but you know, it doesn't have a definitive cause, which means it doesn't have a definitive cure because it can be caused by multiple things and cured by multiple things. It's pretty easy and common to cure, but you know, it takes some trial and error, and that means she can be sick for a little while. Thankfully, all of her lab results came back really well, but I cried at the vet because it's scary to have a pet that's not feeling good, and then, you know, kind of seems like they're just feeling worse and worse. And obviously losing the pet is everyone's worst nightmare, so I'm really sorry that that happened to you. Alright, Slam. I've got 2 decks for you. Deck 1 and deck 2. Which one would you like to choose? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Okay. Splitting this again. 1, 2. Which one would you like to pull from? 1. Lastly, do you hear them playing the music? They're playing it super loud. I don't know from where, but it's pretty dang loud. I'm just gonna have to be louder. Alright, deck 1, deck 2. I'm like, don't copyright my audio. Don't copyright my audio. This is for Slam Duncan, by the way. One. Okay. All right. We have 6 cards here, and I would like you to pick 2 of them. I'm glad you can hear it. I'm sure if I sang the song, you would maybe be able to hear it a little bit easier. You'd be able to pick out the melody. 2 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at. Play. Have fun. Celebrate. Don't be so serious. And we also have the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits. Soul tribe. Quite literally your soul tribe. The first one you get on this earth, your family. Mixed with play. I love that this is in regards to the situation because I couldn't agree more. I'm gonna summarize. I know exactly what this reading is trying to say. And it's what I went through with my grandparents right before my grandpa passed. Maybe like a year and a half, 2 years before. 2 years. We read this book about death. And actually, more than just death, people who come back to life after they've been pronounced dead, systemically, you know, within their body, and then they come back to life. And it was a book just kind of detailing different people's experiences. And through that book, a lot of people kind of came to the conclusion that death isn't necessarily something always to be mourning of, but it can actually be cause for celebration. Because a lot of people's reported experiences upon dying were actually very pleasant, very calm, very relaxed, very transcendent of any like fears associated with their own personal perception of death, and more of like a universal truth that once you're there, you're guided to something next. That's what the book says. If you would like to read it, it's written by a doctor. It's called Erasing Death, like a pencil eraser. Erasing Death. Very crazy book. Highly recommend reading it. It was really interesting to me. I just found the research fascinating, and so did my grandparents. Brian, you're gonna okay. It's fine. Thank you, Slam. I appreciate that. Thanks for giving Aiden a gifted sub. So, long story short, the play card immediately, because of this, celebrate, immediately made me think of this conversation I had with my grandpa after we read that book, where he decided instead of a funeral, he wanted to have a celebration of life. He wanted to have like a big party, basically. And yeah, we had both, because my grandma needed a funeral, but I helped organize the celebration of life because that was really important to me. And that was part of why, because we read, thank you, Proxima. We read that book, and he requested after reading, he wanted to be celebrated instead of only mourned. So, I think a huge thing to do, even right now, have fun, celebrate again, make new memories, have a good time while she's here. And then have a good time talking about her while she's gone. Lots of love, lots of energy. Again, don't be so serious. If you're constantly very serious and being like, is she gonna die? Is she okay? She's gonna start feeling like everyone is waiting for her to die. And her life is gonna become a lot less enjoyable for the remainder of the time she's here. Versus if everyone's like, hey grandma, do you want to go do this? Do you want to come do this? It's like life is not lost on her. She's still a part of things. And I know they appreciate that because my grandma is still remaining. My grandpa has passed. And I just took her to do something with my family. And normally she would have said no, but we convinced her to go do it because she needs to. It's good for her. Which again, I feel like ties into the Great Gathering. Intuitive hits, soul tribe, it's all coming together. I might say something really cringe, like really cringy and like generalized, but at the same time, I don't know why, I just feel like it's a good thing to remember. What if the Great Gathering is life? Hear me out. What if the Great Gathering that we're talking about with this card specifically is like being able to be here coexisting with everyone else that is also here coexisting right now, gathering on this earth in this plane of consciousness, coming together, having intuitive hits. Soul tribes are being aligned, right? Part of why I said your soul tribe, the first one you've got, is your family, is because I'm definitely not a firm believer, but at least a loose, curious believer of the sentiment of being in a partial pre-agreement contractually between souls, with your parents, even your grandparents, your ancestry in general. I believe that people incarnate in specific positions to learn certain lessons, certain lineage lessons, lifeline lessons, cycle lessons in bloodlines and outside of them, of course. But part of me feels like this is just a further reminder that even just like getting yourselves together in the physical form is doing exactly this, having the Great Gathering take place. Because ultimately it's just life. We're all kind of already here. And then the last part is just to get together. So, in having fun, in celebrating life, not being so serious about the inevitable parts of it that will come, there will be a time to be sad. Trust me, you will have a time to be sad, but it is not now. Not while she's still here and able to talk somewhat. Celebrate, play, get as much out of the life that she has left as you possibly can. Get together, have those hits of intuition where coincidences happen, synchronicities happen, unforgettable moments and memories are made with your soul tribe, your family, the people that you're here to learn the lessons of this life with, alongside. Does that make sense? And also, thank you for the reading. That was a beautiful sentiment, if I do say so myself. Well, that's fine, Gray Fox. It wasn't for you, quite literally, so don't worry too much about it. In fact, I hope you don't worry it at all. Hey, cloud noises. You're up. Your turn. Hey. Well, I love telling the story, so thank you for listening. This question is public, I think, right? And it says, I am undergoing a significant career change, holla, in my 30s to become a doctor. Wow. Level up. I have no idea what is in store for me, and I just want a bit of confidence. Okay. What kind of encouraging words do we have for you on your way in your new decision to become a doctor? We're gonna go ahead and keep working with this deck for just a moment. I was gonna say it feels awfully light. It's because half of it is over here. Over here. Have a great night, Dakota. Thank you for being here. You didn't donate for a reading today, did you, Dakota? I don't remember. Sorry I keep stuttering. My mic will sometimes, in my feedback, delay, and it like trips me up when I hear myself a little bit late. But yeah, I hope I didn't like miss your donation. And if I did, then we'll get you next week. Immediately next week. Top of the list. Top of the morning and top of the list. No, I didn't. It's all good. Okay, good. I was like, all right. Cloud. We're looking for words of encouragement for you. We're splitting the deck into 1 and 2. Number 1 is here. Number 2 is here. Let me know which one you would like to choose first. 1 or 2. Splitting this again. 1, 2. Which one do you choose? 1 or 2? One again. You're gonna pack 2 cards from here out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2 cards out of 11, please, if you would. And the last one is ooh, these feel crazy synonymous with the last reading in some ways, but not all. Very interesting. Alright, I'm also gonna have you choose I'm gonna have you choose one card from each of these decks, starting with the planets. Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Looney Mountain. Have a good night. Sleep tight. 3. 1, 2, 3. Almost dropped him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Seven, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, okay. Last but not least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. One, two, three, four, five. Beautiful. Okay, okay. Alright, very interesting. So I asked a question on your behalf. Slightly, but it will all make sense, don't worry. We're gonna start with the first 2 cards that you chose. We'll start with this one, actually. Anna, grandmother of Jesus. We got this card the other day. Seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. In summary, you're starting things. Something that is brand new to everybody. Which makes sense because the other card is break the chain. Ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. Going back to school at 30 quite literally feels like a human summary of rewriting the future. Does it not? Just saying. You're breaking the chain. Whatever we were talking about with the last reading of like contracts, sometimes those can be karmic contracts, okay? A karmic debt that you need to pay to a different soul. It gets complicated. You can look into it on your own time. You can also be like, she's crazy. It's up to you. I don't care. All I care to tell you is that there is an aspect of the decision that you've made, and I don't know if this is going to give you confidence or hope or what, but the bottom line is the universe is trying to say you just made a 180 flip in a completely different direction than your life was going before. And in doing so, you just like stepped out of this lineage and into your own path, right? There's an aspect of the cloak coming off, the breeze coming in, the lightness, the air, which is really interesting because you know what I'm just realizing? This gives me the same energy you know, the girl in the front and this big lady. Similar, like, cloaky, flowy vibes. So you have to come out so you can become the seed layer of the new plans, the new ways of being in life that have nothing to do with anything people before have been doing. Hi, hi, Crazy Coot TV. Welcome in. Welcome in, Raider. We're doing some tarot readings. Very interesting. So you stepped out of your previous cycle. I then asked, what will the outcome of that be? Because I was really curious to see. And that's where we draw the next cards. The first one is, you can read it to yourself. Next, Sagittarius. And then we have the second house. Second house. We have a spiritual, a mental, and a physical answer. I'm not sure if you have ever done these readings before, had these cards before. I can't remember, but in case you haven't, you're going to get 3 outcome answers for basically what's going to happen in your new path, your new life, your new career, what it's going to give you, what you're going to get. And then we're also going to flip. And then you're going to get action steps. My favorite part of this reading because they're so practical, so helpful. We love being told what to do, but in a very like loose, if you want to, kind of way. We love optional guidance. It's helpful, right? If you're ever feeling doubtful, just like try that. And if that doesn't work, you're back where you started. There's not really any harm. And also the advice is very good. So, spiritually, this new path is going to lend you an unusual example, which again, it's unusual because you're the first one to do it. You're breaking the chain, breaking the cycle. So you're going to have an unusual example spiritually of insights in order to understand your beliefs. An unusual example of insights, which maybe is because going to medical school is like a very logical, analytical direction. When we think of spirituality, those aren't usually the words I would use to describe it, but I feel like you're going to find something spiritual that resonates with your spiritual beliefs through an unusual example of very practical insights, very logical understandings of things, human anatomy, life, etc. So again, there's going to be an unusual example spiritually of insights so you can understand your beliefs. Mentally, you will find a different way of looking at the wisdom of what you value. A different way of looking at the wisdom of what you value. Again, a new perspective on things, a new place. Physically, and lastly, there's going to be an unexpected change resulting from the understanding of your resources. I have no idea what that is going to be tending to, but keep it in mind. An unexpected change resulting from the understanding of your resources. Take a little screenshot. And we're going to flip these over to our action steps, which read, spiritually, you need to stir up the situation by using your highest ideals patiently. keyword on patiently. Medical school takes a lot of time, doesn't it? But if you're patient, you can sow the seeds. Maybe part of you breaking the chain and breaking the cycle is actually not only your own lineage, your own family, but that of which is present in the medical system. You're breaking the chains of the previous understandings, sowing the seeds, laying the foundations for new understandings to take place. And you're doing so automatically, patiently, by stirring up the situation by using your highest ideals. You're taking the knowledge that you're gaining, you're having your deep understanding of it take place, and then in that understanding, you're coming back to the same people who gave you the understanding with such great questions, concerns, etc., to the point where you start to shift and stir up the situation by using those highest ideals in a patient way. Long term, you're laying the foundations, but you're doing so patiently, patiently sowing the seeds, knowing one day they will grow. Mentally, you need to be open to new ideas about the rules of what you want. I feel like this is another way of saying creative problem solving needs to take place. Be open to new ideas about the rules of what you want. Be open to seeing things differently, taking things on from a new perspective, mentally. And lastly, physically, you need to invent away yourself. Invent away. Sorry. You're the forefront. You are the, what is the word when someone, the predecessor? It's you. You're the predecessor. There's no one before you. You have to invent a way and get it out into the world so you can get what you need. Which I'm not sure what that is for you personally, but for most of us, we want security, dignity, and also to be helpful to others. So you have to invent a new way to do so in your position. And it seems like inevitably, just by sticking with your highest ideals and morals, you will do so patiently. Over time, the seeds will be sown. Very, very interesting. Any questions? Any thoughts? I found this path from an unusual epiphany. Very interesting. So you already landed here from having like an aha moment. Sounds like you can expect a lot more of those, which makes sense. I was actually just talking about that today, how I feel like stepping out of my comfort zone obviously only continues to have me step out of my comfort zone because the zone of comfort just continues to expand. I love that for you. And it seems like it's going to lead you to some very mutually beneficial places. The rabbit head, are you still here? The rabbit head. We are going to move on to your reading. I don't have a question in here for you. So if you could let me know what your question is, that would be helpful. Also, my computer is going to die. So before it does, Lawrence, are you still in the YouTube chat? Lawrence Kernansky? should be in my chat log. True. True. Hi, I'm alive. I'm in the Twitch chat now. Cool. White Sage is a good one. Oh, yeah. There it is. Alright. You did so well with my last one. I'd like to do a 3-card reading with the White Sage Tarot. Say less. I love a descriptive starting point. Give me direction, please. As I navigate the rest of this year, which feels full and stressful with my move from NYC to Tennessee, what should I release? What should I embrace? And what should I trust? I'm very nervous as I'm closing a chapter on the last 17 years of my life and starting over fresh. Whew. That sounds like a lot for anybody. I just want to clarify something. Are you wanting each card to represent release, embrace, trust? 1 card for each? Or are you just wanting a 3-card pull and you just so happen to have like those 3 questions, but they were unrelated to how many cards? 1 card for each. Okay, cool. Very interesting. I've never quite done that before, but I love it. I'm excited. Let me figure out how to facilitate this for you. I'm excited. Also, I'm sorry, Twitch. I can't talk. Twitch chat. There was. I don't know if you guys were getting annoyed, but I was getting annoyed by that one chatter. They were just like being annoying. So I didn't ban them, but I did time them out for like 30 days. So I feel like, oh, get out. Get out of here. Bye. It feels good to kick out a stick in my side, you know? That kind of viewer. Not welcome. Especially not on tarot days. These are so important. Proxima, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Alright. I've got the deck fully shuffled here. Giving it an extra special, oh my goodness, I can't talk today. Extra special moment of grounding. Thank you for 5 gifted. Take a moment to ground with me. Breathing before we choose. Since we're having you pull 1 card for each, why don't we divide the deck into 3? Well, let me figure out how to do this. I suppose first I'll split the cards in half, and then we'll divide that half in 3s. Yes, that sounds good. We have deck 1. We have deck 2. I need to do this really quick. Deck 1, deck 2, which one would you like? This is for all 3 cards, so pick wisely. 1, 2, and 1. So now I'm going to take this and divide it in 1. I'm so used to that being my 3DO. 2 and 3. Okay? So this is 2, this is 3, this is 1. And we are asking this deck specifically for release, I believe, was your first question. We're gonna just make sure we're really clear on which one is which. It doesn't matter, except it does. So the first one is release. I'll let you keep track of the order. Release. It was release, embrace, and then one other one. Oh, hold on, that's because I wasn't clicking there. Release, embrace, and trust. So this is release. What should you release? Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cards. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep. And you're picking one card out of 13. You're feeling 5. 1, 5. Alright, this is for release. Camden. Thank you for the tip. Thank you. I've been pretty well. A little sick. Kitty's been sick. But we're hanging in there. We're making art. We're creating. All is well. Here's deck number 2 for embrace. What should you embrace? Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and again 13 cards for you to pick one. 13 cards. Number 12. This guy right here is what we're embracing. Lastly, what do we need to trust? What do we need to trust out of deck number 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and would you look at that? 13. What are the odds? That's crazy. That was a perfect triple split. 13 cards in deck number 3. I knew I was putting the extra time into it for a reason. We clearly work very well together, you and I. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Very interesting. All 3 of your cards are in the cup family. I don't know what that means for you, but every single card is a form of a cup. And there's a lot of sacral chakra, the yellow, as well as, oh, excuse me. Well, I think, no, I'm right. Your solar plexus, maybe that's not your sacral chakra. Your pelvis, chakra number 2, and chakra number 3, your manipura. Those 2 are very present here. So your gut and your pelvis. Okay? We're gonna start with release. And that is the 5 of Cups in reverse. Shut up. Shut up. Emotional awakening, new strength. This card reversed can signify a recovery and a release from the past. It is time to forgive and move on. So here's your answer. Accept, with an A, accept support from family and friends who are there to help you get through. Release from the past, specifically. Time to recover, time to forgive, time to move on. Okay, well, that couldn't have been more straightforward. Let's move on. What do you need to embrace? The Page of Cups, but in reverse. Oh my god, okay, so crazy, this is crazy. This card may signal a time to play, create, and dream, but be sure to stay well grounded. This card in general is signifying a very youthful energy. Look at this guy, he's so adorable. The pages in any suit are always the youngster, the little youthful rascal. Upright, this is youthful, creative. The sweet otter graces your presence with a cup of turmeric ginger chai. Take her up on her offer. Take a sip, close your eyes, and then let your tensions vanish. Remember what it was like to be a child. Allow your creative side to flourish. So again, in reverse, all of those things are true, but just with an extra special warning to stay well grounded. So you need to embrace being dreamy, creating, ushering in new things through your manifestations, but you also need to pay attention to staying grounded in now, in life. But I think it's time to embrace dreaming, creating, okay? To trust, we have the Four of Cups upright. What do you need to trust? Meditation and stability. I knew as soon as I saw it, I was like, this feels secure. Like, look at how big the bottom cup is, and there's so many different flows. Like, I was like, oh, this cup card is like, we're chillin', we're big chillin'. So you need to trust that the Four of Cups, like all four cards, shows stability and maybe to a point of being stuck again, which is why you need to keep embracing your creativity. Okay. Oh, the page turned on me, sorry. If you look around, you will notice others who are there to support you. Okay, this card, the first card, talked about leaning on family members and friends. This card is talking about leaning on family members and friends. Maybe what you need to trust right now is that if there's some practical things, potentially financially, you said you're thinking about switching jobs, maybe you need to trust right now that there's still stability in this period of change for you through the people around you, through the reliancy you are able to have in the support network, in the support system of others, while you dream and create and embrace the new path that is inspiring to you. You have to embrace your inspiration like a child would. They're not going to do what makes them feel bad and uncomfortable. They're going to do what's fun and exciting, because that's how they prioritize life, because they're not trained to want to suffer for profit and gain like most adults are. We train ourselves that to be really disciplined is a good thing. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it keeps you stuck, and you need to make a switch. You need to make a change. And that is where both of these cards are telling you need to rely on people around you. They're gonna hold you. I don't know why I always get so emotional during your readings, but They've got you. Maybe you're nervous, maybe you're hyper independent. And guess what? You're gonna have to probably, again, embrace a part of what it was like to be a child. Maybe that is in a little bit of a condescending way, in the sense of being reliant on people again, in a way that you haven't for a while. That might be a little uncomfy, but it's gonna give you the space to create those things that, with the pressure on you of so many different things, so many responsibilities, things to juggle, things to think about, time to spend other places. Without that, whew, it's gone. You don't have to worry about it, you don't have to think about it. Well, now, inspiration can strike like a hot iron. There it is, your new idea. So good. Such a good reading. Thank you so much. Cloud noises. I never changed a thing. I was like, cloud noises, that one, that's not who this was. Rabbit. So good. I love doing your readings for you. Come back at any time. So good. Lawrence on YouTube. I'm gonna do one final call out for him. Lawrence Kernachki. Lawrence Kernachki. Oh yeah, you're on Twitch now. That's right. Thank goodness. And you wanted the fairy deck, correct? Did you have a question in mind? So sorry, that was a little squeaky. You thought he was in the Twitch chat? No, he was definitely in the YouTube chat. First, he was in the YouTube chat. Hold on. Slip it down. Oh, I gotta fix it. It's rubbing against my shirt. I can't wait to show you guys eventually. Okay. I also can't wait to like give it some air a little bit later. I was gonna say do a 3-card draw. Card 1, energy around me now. Card 2, a challenge or a lesson. Okay. Card number 3. The future, guidance or outcome. Sounds good. I like that. I like you guys taking the reins. You're like, you know, we're doing 3-card spreads tonight. It seems like a good system. I agree completely. 3-card spreads it is. And this is our last reading before our community readings. And I can't believe we're already almost at 3 hours of the stream. But I was prepared to come and hang out with you guys, so. Yay. Alright. I'm gonna shuffle these up. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna split the whole deck in half. You'll pick one half, and then we will split that half in 3. And you will be able to pick from the 3 decks 1 card each. Loud music, and I have to talk over it, or I'll get copyright strikes for random places around me playing music, and it's gonna make me angry. I'm gonna be so angry if that happens, so it better not happen, 'cause my song is better and it's louder, and you're listening to my song, la la la, la di da, yeah, my song, yeah, oh, ooh, yeah. I'm sure you can hear chord progressions, and if you can't, then that's kind of hilarious that I'm singing for no reason in your mind. Ooh la. Okay, let me hold on a sec. LMCJR 96. LMCJR 96. I had the rabbit head in here, I just never clicked save. So sorry about that. Alright. We have deck number 1, deck number 2. I'm still a little unfamiliar with this deck, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm excited to read with it. 1, 2. It's a very fairy day. Very fairy day. 1, 2, 1. Wonderful. Okay, we're gonna split this in 1, 2, and 3. And you said you wanted 1 to be the energies that are around you now, correct? 2 is an obstacle or a lesson, and 3 is guidance for the future. So the energies that are around you now, you're going to pick one of these out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And number 2, this is obstacles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Obstacles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Interesting. Okay. And last but not least, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This is the future. Seven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, super interesting. I am intrigued because your obstacle seems like the best card in the deck, so I'm very intrigued. Let's see. Energies around you now. We've gotten this one before. Lighting your path. The way it started was so CUNTU. Like, okay, girl. Tell them it's an emergency tonight. Lighting your path is page number 7. And this is the energy around you now. It says, when this card is drawn, it speaks to the nature of walking in shadow. How no one is ever truly journeying alone so long as they are seeking light. Let Joan the Wad illuminate a path forward, and perhaps it's one that you hadn't considered or are resisting. Keep an open mind and consider making your own good luck charm by blessing a necklace, ring, or something shiny with this fairy's spirit. Hi, Ravenswolf13. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. So, energies around you now. Maybe you've been feeling by yourself. Joan the Wad, a fairy of Cornish folklore, is often depicted on metal charms that were worn traditionally or carried for good luck. The word wad is an ancient Cornish term meaning torch. Known as a benevolent queen of the pixies, Joan bestows light upon those who travel in the depths of the night, especially those who seek her. So lighting the path in the darkness. I feel like this is kind of like, if you're feeling like you're in the dark right now, if you feel like you're walking in the dark, this card's reminding you you're still not alone. There's a light somewhere shining that you can go towards. And perhaps that path isn't one that you previously had considered. Again, energy's present now. Are new opportunities presenting themselves, I feel like. So you can make a good luck charm if you would like. However, this is your obstacle. Huh. Gold at the end of the rainbow is your obstacle, but like maybe it's greed. Maybe there's something here I'm missing. Oh, crazy. That's literally the next card in the thing. Look. Lighting your path. You watched me shuffle, and we pulled them from different decks. Gold at the end of the rainbow. Okay. That's so funny. Alright, so when this card is drawn, ooh, okay, here's the challenge. When this card is drawn, it is crucial that you maintain focus. Your goals are certainly within your grasp, but you need to be beware. You need to be aware of temptations that are very likely to take your eye off the prize. So it seems like you might be tempted by some of the illuminating paths, and maybe not all of them are right for you, but some of them seem a little bit more shiny than others. How interesting. Usually wearing a tipped hat and a leather apron, the leprechaun is said to live in remote places, preferring his solitude as he crafts shoes for other fairies, all while hiding in a pot of gold. Many have tried capturing the leprechaun in order to obtain his treasure, but, like many fairies, the leprechaun is a trickster and uses clever methods of distraction. If you can always keep your eyes on him, you just might find his gold, but if your gaze wanders even for a second, this fairy will vanish. Again, keeping your eyes on the prize, not getting distracted. Outcome, future, the elements. This is a very loving card, as you can see. Okay, but I love her tattoos, the little water lady. After getting a tattoo today, I feel like I can't help but notice. I love them. Let's look. These cards say, let me just, okay. Elemental fairies are associated with the four classic elements: air, fire, water, and earth. Water, fire, earth, air. Long ago, we were reading a tarot reading, and then I got sidetracked. When these elements are in balance, the physical world is healthy, and as a result, the spiritual world is too. Remember, this is the future outcomes. Elemental fairies are everywhere, guarding everything from our beaches and mountains to our backyards and gardens. If you have ever felt very peaceful sitting by the water or under a tree, it's likely that elemental fairies are nearby, working their magic. And it says, when this card is drawn, it is a sign to spend more time in nature. Plan a picnic with friends or go on a hike. The benefits of being in nature are numerous and have been scientifically proven to improve mental health. If you want, take a journal with you to help you stay present. Take a journal with you to help you stay present and not get distracted. Love that. Jot down the answers to these questions. What around you can be considered air, fire, water, or earth? More importantly, how do these elements make you feel? My scheduled, it's getting close to the end of the stream, yawn. Very interesting. So, current energies around you, it's kind of dark, but there is some glittering potentials, some glittering possibilities. However, not all that glitters is truly gold. And also, that gold can vanish in an instant if you're not keeping yourself focused and dedicated. So potentially to help you do so, you need to be connected more with nature, spending more time outside, spending more time in a disconnected state from technology, social media, and here with the elements. Asking yourself, what do you even consider to be these elements, and what do you like about them? Why do you feel inspiration and connection from them? What are your thoughts, Lawrence? Very interesting. Oh, that was my ankle. Sorry. Well, while we wait for Lawrence to give us their thoughts, I will be opening up the floor to community readings. I believe we don't have anyone else on the list right now, but if you were expecting to get a reading and you're like, what about me? Pop into the chat and be like, I thought I was gonna get a reading. I thought I got a reading. I thought I paid for one. Don't do it if you didn't actually, but just want to make sure no one was confused. I want to make sure, more importantly, I'm not confused, because that's what I think is more likely. So I'll wait. Give it a couple of seconds. And by a couple, I mean a couple of couples of seconds. And if no one speaks up, and if everyone holds their peace, you should do a reading for the mods if nobody speaks up. Ooh. Well, there was someone earlier who did want a community reading, I think, or they wanted a reading and they just came after it was closed, but I like the idea of a mod reading. You know, let's just do that anyway. Let's just do mods. Lurking mods. What deck would we like to use? Chat, you can decide too. What do we think? I almost feel like we need to do that. Meow. Cat. The mod squad. Wait, didn't somebody want the cat tarot? Did we not use it for them? Wait, I'm like, didn't Cloud? Who wanted the cat deck? Cloud did. Oh my gosh. And then I just was like, never mind, I'm not gonna do that. That was so mean. What the heck? Sorry, Cloud. I'm so sorry. I totally like went off the rails and just didn't care. Alright, let's pull some cat cards for the mods. And I'll even pull an extra one for earlier to make up for not doing any for Cloud. I'm not even gonna shuffle. I'm just gonna go like this. Not this card again. We just got that. Alright. I am gonna shuffle, actually. Alright, I'll shuffle. I pulled it out of the middle, but I guess that wasn't good enough. Good night, Twig. Alright, this reading is for the mods. Should I do an individual one or a collective reading? I don't know if I want to call out each one of them out. You know, instead of just doing like a general reading for everyone, all of the mods. I feel like that's what I should do. A general mod reading. It could apply to any or all of you. Let me do deck 1, deck 2. I'm feeling this one. Again. 1, 2. This one again. He hails. The Knight of Pentacles, upright. The Ace of Swords, getting his claws clipped, upright. We have the Page of Swords, but he's in reverse. Let's see what that means for the mods. I didn't really ask anything. I just kind of was like, what cards are carding? Which cards would like to be cards tonight? It's card night. Card night. On Friday night. Friday night. It's card night. On Friday night. We are all pulling cards on Friday night. If you guys don't know that original video, it won't be very funny, but if you do know, it will be very funny. Sorry if it wasn't funny to you, but it was very funny to me. Okay. Knight of Pentacles, upright, says, the Knight represents the ideal mastery of attaining rewards and possessions. You can see the bowl of cereal. You know exactly what you want. But there's hard work ahead to make it yours. Thank you, Gambino. Plan. Set realistic goals. Success is yours with patience and persistence. I love that. Patience and persistence. So again, for the mods, to the mods, any and all of you, you can see the bowl of cereal in front of you. You know exactly what you want, but there is hard work ahead to make it yours. Plan, set realistic goals, success is yours. with patience and persistence. Ace of Swords. He says, you have tremendous mental clarity. Tremendous mental clarity, independence, and power. And somehow you manage to be big-hearted on top of it all, too. Doesn't that sound just like our mods? That's pretty crazy how accurate this is. Tremendous mental clarity, independence, and power. Somehow you manage to be big-hearted on top of it all, too. Just be careful how you wield that sword. Getting your claws trimmed is good for you whether you like it or not. Be open to new ideas, feelings, and opinions, and they'll find you. They'll find you if you're open to them. So be open to new ideas, feelings, and opinions, and they'll find you. Last but not least, we have the Page of Swords in reverse. And this little guy says, there is a growing sense of trouble on the horizon. If you talk the talk, be prepared to walk the walk. But there is no need to jump at every sudden movement. Ooh, just like this card said. Calm down and make sure you are prepared for what's next. So a lot of cards here talking about planning, preparing, and getting ready to take the inevitable next step. That obviously is going to be, a tremendous gain. But it's going to take hard work. And you're going to need to maybe revisit your perspective and clip your claws, so to speak, in doing so. Thank you for an amazing stream tonight, you guys. That was fun. And very relaxing for me, surprisingly. I hope it was relaxing for you as well. And hey, I know I haven't been here to talk about it, but did you know that I officially released the Forest Ranger roleplay? We were talking about it a year ago when I was in Colorado, and I never got around to making it. A year went by, still didn't make it, and now it's out. It's up. And I would really, really appreciate if you went and watched it. Do you know why? Because even though the watch time on average is even higher than most of my videos, and the click-through ratio is even higher than most of my videos, for some reason, YouTube decided my subscribers don't like this video as much as they normally would. And therefore, it sucks. And it's not getting pushed out into the algorithm. The tiny violin is playing for me, but you can help me. I don't know if hyping the video really does anything. I was trying that, testing that. I don't think it does anything. But do you know what I do think helps? If you go watch it, and you actually watch it, as much of it as you can stomach, I think it's pretty funny and pretty entertaining. So hopefully you can watch it for a while, and maybe you'll relax. You might even fall asleep. But the more time you genuinely watch it, and then, if you like it because you like it, that helps. But what really helps is leaving comments. And also, believe it or not, copying the link to share the video somewhere else, that apparently is really helpful in the algorithm. Because it's like, oh, you want to share it with people? I guess so do we. The algorithm is really just a clout chaser if you think about it. It's like, what does everyone else think is popular? We need to do what they're doing. What are they doing? We need to track all of their data so we know what they're doing, so we know what to do. Isn't that weird? So anyway, the algorithm is saying you don't want to watch my video, and I know that that's probably not true. So can you help me shake the algorithm back to its senses by watching the video anyway, even though it's saying you don't want to? Can you tell it it's a liar? And a loser. Please. I would love to link it. You can always link it by going, oh, that's the wrong keyboard. Exclamation point, new video. Boom. And then it should pop up. Let me make sure. Yep, that's the right one. So yeah, that would help. There will be a new video out. I don't know when. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe Sunday though. Because I kind of need to like relax after getting my tattoo. But there will be a new video out this weekend sometime. Let me check the date. Maybe on the 7th, on Sunday, I'll post one. And I'm gonna do something very simple because I don't have a ton of time to think of a concept. So I probably will do a guided meditation. Or, you know, something pretty basic but potent. My goal is basic and potent. I want it to be highly effective. So stay tuned. It will probably be set up kind of similarly to this, but maybe slightly darker in the background, so we can get nice and cozy. And yeah, I'll see you then. Thank you for an amazing one stream of this week. I will probably be on more than that, although I need to warn you, I will be leaving on the 11th next week to go out of town somewhere else. And I'll tell you where I am later. But for now, I'm not going to tell you nothing. Because I want to keep myself nice and safe. You hear me? You heard that? So Thursday, the 11th, I will be leaving, and I will not be back until Monday the 15th, which shouldn't bother you. I don't normally stream on Mondays. Thank you. That makes me really happy. I love that. Thank you. Thank you. That was really nice of you, Brandon. 11th to the 15th, I'll be gone. I will be filming a video where I go, because it's gonna look crazy where I'm staying. And I can't wait to make a video there, and I can't wait to show it to you. We might not do a Thursday stream next week, which means this might be our last tarot stream for like 2 weeks. But we'll see. I might do one next week, but I might not. I might not. I'll let you know though. I might stream Monday, I guess. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Who knows? I really don't know. Radmar, you guys! Alright, I'll stay for another 5 hours. Let's make it 10. Let's make it 15, actually. I'll just sleep on the stream. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? What could go wrong? Nothing, right? No, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Probably go buy some soap so I can wash my tattoo. Because I don't have any unscented soap here. And that's a no-no. Can't do that. So, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get some lotion so I can moisturize. And I'm gonna watch a good movie. Do you have any suggestions, Proxima? Thank you. We'll have to buy a ring for you if you're sharing the night with us. Oh my goodness. Speaking of rings, I need to be really honest with you guys before I leave. Hi Cherie, is the part 2 of the dentist ASMR coming out soon? Hope you can try some medical mask whispering. Hi Anna, I honestly didn't even know that a part 2 for the dentist roleplay was being waited on. I'll think about it. I will think about it. I was just joking with my tattoo artist today about doing a tattoo roleplay and then laughing because I'm like, that might not be relaxing for some people. And then I was saying how I did a dentist roleplay and multiple people commented, this is not relaxing. So, alas. I'm taking a photo of the movies that you just suggested. Suggest more movies. Also pose for a selfie. Wait. Cute. Well, before I leave, I need to tell you about where I'm at with the new jewelry. Because I know people ask, I know people think about it, and they probably think, she's just doing nothing over there. I'm not doing nothing. I'm actually doing a little bit too much of everything. And I need to pick one thing and just like finalize it, get it out, put something on the website. I have never seen Pride and Prejudice. That's what I'm watching tonight. Freak yeah. I was really wanting to swear. I don't know why I didn't, but freak yeah. Thank you for that. I love that. I really need to be a lady tonight. I'm feeling like I want to be a beautiful romantic lady, and I want to have my hand kissed with no glove. Oh no. So anyway, I have a piece.
Super Potion just gifted 20 subs.
Huh? What the? Where did that just come from? Thank you. Super Potion. Super Potion. Who the heck are you? And where did you come from? And why do you have such a cool username? That's a cool username. So anyway, jewelry update. So I'm making a ring design that I've had kind of a couple variations of in my mind. And even if I don't make... I'm gonna make it a collection, basically. Because I need to, like... I have a version of the design. It's awesome. It is definitely a version of what I had in my head. No question about it. Good enough. First try, almost. Where I was like, that's it. That is what I wanted. This is the technique I needed to do to get the results. Oh my gosh. So I'm ready to put out at least one thing, but I want to execute the other variations still. And apart from that design, I have so many other different ones. But I do know that you'll like the first prototype, and that having something visible on my website will be very satisfying for not only just me, but for everyone that's been waiting for 2 years. So sorry. The rebrand was not supposed to take that long. And then from there I can always update you with new pieces moving forward. And I feel like I'll be even better able to make the new versions when I'm practicing making these ones right now. My tattoo artist was like, you keep saying you don't want to release your new jewelry collection until it's perfect. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. What you need to do is create. That's what you need to do. You need to stop worrying about it being perfect, and you need to just make stuff. Put it out. Make better stuff. Put that out. Make better stuff. Put that out. Put it out. Take it down. Make it better. Put it up. Take it down. Make it better. Keep it up, because it's good. Put something else up that's even better, but the other stuff's still good, because you refined it. She's like, it'll never be perfect. That's not the point of art. And I was like, you're right. So, no more perfectionism. Only art from here on out. And art is coming, and it's coming in solid sterling silver and solid gold, baby. Are you kidding? That's exciting as heck. So, I'll let you know. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do the launch, how to kind of like preface the rest of the future collection, or just like in general the future pieces that I'm dreaming of, and then we'll go from there and stuff will come up. Don't forget to watch the new video. It's very, very immersive. I did like 3 different scenes, like visual scenes, outdoors, in the car. Sorry for the spoilers. In the car. And then inside to finish the video. It goes from being outside, kind of loud, a little bit quieter in the car. It's getting later, and then it's nighttime, and you're inside, and it's nice and cozy, and that's when you get to fall asleep. I worked really, really, really hard on this video, so I hope you can appreciate it and the effort put in. I hope you can see all the little details I included. Like, for instance, there is a pair of binoculars on the ground, which, if you remember, there's a bird watcher character out there who is lost, I'm pretty sure, in the woods, or maybe you were lost, I can't remember, but the forest ranger might have found the bird watcher, you know what I mean? Just saying, you never know. You never know how the stories will cross one day. And if there's Easter eggs, you'll never know if there's eggs in your basket until you crack them open. Yeah, you can quote Cherie on that one. And with that, I'll leave you with my best work of the night. Yeah, you're welcome. Love you guys so much. So much. Can't wait to show you my new tattoo. If you weren't here earlier, I got a new tattoo today. It is like this big. It's huge compared to the size of my other tattoos. It's like this big. It's right in the center of my chest. I can't wait to show it to you eventually. I really love it. And it's definitely different, but I love it. It looks super cool. So one day we will get to talk about that. But it's not tonight. Tonight, we're saying goodbye. Good night. Which was the most painful? Definitely the one I got today, I would say. This one was kind of bad because it was over some scar tissue. But this one was directly on my ribs. And it hurt. Definitely hurt. But it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Not nearly. So, that's good. I'm going to go. I could talk all night. But I won't. Have an amazing rest of your day, night, evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time it may be for you on the earth right now, wherever you may be residing, staying, vacationing. I hope you're having a great time, a relaxing time, and if not, I would implore you to move from this space into another one that can help you calm down, feel safe, and feel seen, more importantly. Until next time, I bid you adieu, and I will see you in the video comments on the new video, I guess, this weekend, and next week on the stream. Sounds good to me. Good night. Sleep tight.